Hi friends, and Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, and happy holidays to everybody. I am here with my very last little episode of Dephemerember 2022. It's Christmas morning. My family is pretty much still in bed, and so I thought I would steal a few minutes to kind of wind this up and show you what I made for the last few days and peek at what it all looks like, what all of my ephemera pieces look like in one of my fairy journals. So I've made a lot of progress. I don't know how, because it sure has been a fun and very full week of Christmas festivities here. But we opened presents with two of our grown kids who are single last night, and then my other son and his family and my grandkids are coming over in a few hours to celebrate Christmas. So I have a little bit of a niche here to spend a little time with you. So Dephemerember, where I left off, was on the 21st, and there were the last four entries and prompts that I completed for the journals, and I'll go through them and show them to you, and then I'm going to show you what they look like in this journal. This is the fairy journal that I have sewn the signatures into, and it's just about completed. It's going to need a few little finishing touches and things that are not necessarily part of Dephemerember. But I have all 25 pieces of ephemera in this journal, so I'm excited to show that to you. So I'm going to set that aside, and let's just focus on the last four prompts. So for the 22nd, it was water and an envelope insert. And I have to say, this one really baffled me. So what I ended up with is I have very mixed feelings about it. It's very thick and bulky and very interesting, but it doesn't fit well into the journals. I'll show you in a minute. It's just a little bulky. So it may be a piece that that may be used on its own or separately. As just a standalone little piece. So what I did was I did a search on YouTube for envelope insert, and this is what came up. And it was a wonderful and very creative project, and I will credit the maker of this, the designer and maker of this little envelope insert, in the description box. But I watched her video and I made one kind of along with her. And this entire piece is made from a 9x6 envelope, just like this. And it is basically just cut and folded and covered. And I made these little ties here as she showed, and it opens this way. This has 8 pockets. Isn't that crazy? 8 pockets. So this first little pocket here, I put these 2 little tickets, and there's a little watering can that I rubber stamped on this ticket, and that is my water element. I thought about spraying, doing some oxide and sprays on here with water, but there was so much covering and gluing of paper involved that I didn't want it to get all warped or weird. So I didn't really use a water element in this. So this is my water element. And then this is a pocket, and I put this little fairy image in there. They'll each have a different little fairy image, and it's a little journal card. It's got room to journal on the back. And all of these are interchangeable. And there's a little pocket back here. There's actually 2 pockets back here. I put a little tag in this one. And then, okay, so 1, 2, 3. Get it? And then when it's closed, there's 1 in the top. 4. Okay, now let's open the other side. And 5, 6, and I just tucked some journaling, just some colorful journaling paper in these pockets. 5, 6, 7. There's nothing in this pocket. And there's actually, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you? 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. So I was supposed to leave a opening on the side, but I did not do that. So let's call it a 7-pocket envelope insert, and it is completely made from that 9x6 envelope, and then covered with paper and folded. And then this, sorry if I was out of frame, and then I made this wraparound closure and tied a little envelope charm on the end of it. So I'll show you where I put this in the journal when I show you the journal, but I hope I'm able to show you these things. I feel like I'm out of camera, out of frame a lot. Okay, so that was day 21. That was day 22. Day 23 was a flower and a paper doll. So this was a very simple one, and I just purchased Louise Heinzel's vintage children or vintage people, one of her little fussy cut digital images from her shop. They are so cute, because I've used a lot of Tim Holtz, and I wanted some different little faces. And these, some of them, the second prompt is flower, and some of them, they had flowers in the images with the children or the people. So yeah, so I purchased that, and I absolutely adore the images. And then I just made a pocket, because what the journal really needed was another pocket. So I used some Tim Holtz paper and created a pocket. And then for the flowers, they all had some little flowers that were a little bit hard to see. So I just added some kind of unusual dimension to them. What I did was, a lot of them are roses, so I had this package of sequins that are iridescent and kind of circular with like concentric circles. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I went ahead and I used those. I colored in the flowers with some watercolors, and that wasn't quite enough. I wanted more pop. So then I decided to glue these sequins on here. This is another one of them. You can see where I colored in the flowers with watercolor and then added. And then what I did was, I wanted some dimensional leaves, so I had this leaf trim, and I just cut the leaves off and added them to the flowers. And here's the third one. And these sentiments are from Barbara's Fairy Sentiments digital. So there's a bit of Barbara and a bit of Louisa in here. Always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. Make a wish and always dream. And then the fourth one of all of these is actually in the journal, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this was for day 23. Day 24 was coffee or tea and a specimen card. And so what I did was, I took these little specimen cards, or / coin envelopes, and I printed out a picture of the coffee plant. That's what this is. This is the coffee plant. coffee beans in their natural growing. And I thought they are so pretty, and the colors matched, and I absolutely adore coffee. I'm a huge, huge fan. So I thought these would be fun, and so I just did some rubber stamping on this coin envelope, and I put this Coffee Equals Love and some Tim Holtz Field Notes rubber stamps and a little coffee stain stamp, and put a little eyelet in the top, and then they will hang in the journal. So that was my offering for day 24. And then last but not least, for day 25 is leather and an ATC. I think I've told you before that I made lots and lots of ATCs back in the early 2000s. I belonged to a lot of swap groups, and I actually even had my own blog that was a swap blog. And so I have a huge stack of ATC bases, and I had this, and what was on here was everything but the fairy and her element here. So it was this background, and this is a handmade background. I couldn't tell you now how I made it. I made it years ago. And this kindness, beauty, truth is embossed on there, and this is a Red Lead Paperworks rubber stamp, this kindness, beauty, truth. So I had these, and this is what I had on the back of them in my stack of ATC bases. So I just pulled these out because I thought they were whimsical and would look good with a fairy and match the colors. And I rubber stamped it with a huge fairy with some Stays-On ink. And then the leather element. Well, the only thing I had in my stash were these little discs. They had a little hole in them. I think I got them in a clearance little package from Hobby Lobby. And so what I did was I just freehanded on the back and cut out a star, or a little something there, a star or a heart out of the leather, and glued it on there and put a little bit of gold, real thin gold ornament hanging thread so that it could hang out of her hand. So this is what I created, the ATC that I created. And there's one in the journal. So I'm only showing you 3 because the 4th of all of these are in the journal that I'm going to show you. So these were the ending the last 4 Dephemerember prompts. And with that being said, I want to just give a huge thank you to Louisa and Barbara. It has been such a treat to follow along with them. I've watched every one of their videos, of course, except today's hasn't been posted yet. And they have been touching, meaningful, funny, inspiring. I just absolutely love it. I participated last year and loved it. This year's been a real treat, and I hope they'll do it again because I'm in. So thank you to them and for their ongoing inspiration. And if you're not a follower of them, or I really encourage you to find their channels, their channels are in my description box on all of my Dephemerember videos, and follow them and watch and learn, because they are just really, really special ladies. So thank you to them. And I also, as I'm finishing up talking about Louisa and Barbara, I will tell you I ate all of my Dephemerember Advent Calendar dark chocolate treats, and it was delish. And not only that, I figured out a way I'm going to take this apart. This little thing will just pop right off of here, and I've got something to make a journal out of. So I don't know if I'll do like a candy packaging journal like they did that was just absolutely adorable, or if maybe I'll use this as an idea book journal for myself, or I don't know what I'll do with this. But I'm pretty excited that I have this base and this memory from my Dephemerember snack. so I wanted to show you that. And then last but not least, let's go back. Let me show you my fairy journal filled with my Dephemerember ephemera. And I'm going to show you, I also completed the other covers. Well, this is one of the covers. They all have a handmade flower from Cantha Quilts and a hand-sewn ruffle and a different fairy and my blue jean cover that I made. The insides are covered with an Echo dyed digital and the blue jean side pockets. Okay, so there's one. Here's one, the Eyebright Fairy. I'm sorry, I guess I'm a little too close, aren't I? I might have to, let me see if I can, so sorry, I'm not very good at moving things. I don't know if that's gonna do any different or not. Okay, it didn't, but, so there's that one. And then, which one didn't I show you? This one? Did I show you him? Ragged Robin, he's not sewn on yet, so that's why he still looks a little bit wrinkly. I ironed that before I put him down on there for good. Okay, and then one of them, I was very motivated to see what everything would look like. So I sewed in the signature, put a little lace to cover the strings, and it is got sari silk. Now this is not an official flip through. This is not going to be listed yet. I'm going to list all 4 of them together, and I will do one final flip through of all of the journals right before I list it. So I just wanted to show you the Dephemerember ephemera in their places just for fun. Okay, so this is the envelope that I made for, this was envelope and leaves, I think, maybe. Okay, tucks right in there. Let me get myself in line here. These are 2 Dephemerember pieces. This was the postcard and lace, and this was my matchbook and pattern. And there's ephemera inside of this. I'm not going to open it up. I just wanted to show you how it looks. Okay. And this is the snippet strip on and grunge. This is the page that I grunged up. And this was postcard and fabric, maybe? Journal card and fabric, I think is what it was. And it's just tucked right in there. Love all those happy colors together. So I may put more pockets in. I'm not sure how much I'll change, how much I might or might not add before the final flip through, but they're pretty close to being completed. So there's my fabric. This was the fabric flip day. There's the back side. And then this is the ATC. And then inside of here is the tea bag and a button. And that's got that yummy winter spice tea in it. Okay. And this is day 1, the fluff and the mason jar, and it's a tuck spot. And this was a bingo card. No, bingo card? Yes, and feathers. And I have her just tucked right in there. I love to think of her as a fairy godmother. This is a digital, free digital from Shabby Dabby Doodah. I thought it looked really pretty in this journal. This is the center, and I put the large fairy charm and some fun, pretty beads. This is one of the posts, or one of the prompts that was a page dangle and a postage stamp, I think. And this is the one I made from the mica and the postage stamps and the little charms there. This was, I think, day 2, which was splatters and a playing card. And I thought she looked pretty with the purple and such here. And this is my coffee and specimen card that we just made. And this is where I just have this on, excuse my hands there, with a bulb pin. And this is where I placed the envelope insert, little folio. And I would imagine when whoever makes these journals their own, just to decrease the bulk, they would probably take that out and not leave that stored in there, but use it. And then this works as a closure. Okay. And just dangles there. This is the, see what I mean? It's kind of bulky. This is the bookmark and the rust from Louisa. This is the junk mail envelope and collage fodder and the handmade stamp and the jumbo tag. So it just tucks right in this. And there's also space behind it for another, I'm not going to tuck it in just for time purposes. And then this is the matchbook. No, this is the coin envelope that I made into a little notebook. And I'm trying to think, oh, and recycled art. And this is that mop-up from the art project I did. And behind it, I just tucked in a matching tag because I think I said I mopped up a bunch of tags and papers and such when I made this art project. So I thought that would be a cute thing to tuck in with it. And then this lace dangles above the top. So I thought that's kind of fun. And this is a fabric page tab. Here, a piece of Cantha quilt. Am I still in frame? Marginally. Okay, this is the other side of the grunge paper. This is the acetate and banner. And this is the, what was this one? A memory, a handwritten memory, and what was the other thing? I don't remember the other prompt. Let's see, handwritten memory and a loaded tag. So it has 3 tags in one, a pocket. I haven't put any anything on this bulb pin yet, but there, I imagine I will put something on there before I do the final flip through of the journals. And then here is that pocket that I created. This is the, oh, what was this one? Oh, the photograph and metal, the little ATC journal card that I made with my daughter's image. This is the handmade stencil and a notepad, and it's just some writing paper. And these are the handmade tickets. And I don't know what else. Handmade ticket and what else? Was tickets. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Anyway, those are tucked in there, and this is the last of those envelopes. I love this little guy. The last of the paper doll and flowers. It says, make each day magical. And then in the very last pocket, there's a few little pieces of paper. And this is the little, the index card booklet and packaging. This is a piece of packaging material right here, tucked behind this little picture. And I just have it tucked right in here. And each of the journals, of course, gets a large Cecily Mary Barker fairy postcard. But there will be other things in these journals as well. So this is not a final flip through. But that, I just wanted you to see how the Dephemerember pieces that I made fit into a journal to sell, because that's a little bit of a different take on what a lot of people have been doing, which is making it into an idea journal. So knowing that my time was going to be limited and that I wanted to make in December, and that I wanted to make my 4 winter fairy journals pretty early in the season of winter, I thought it was a good way to incorporate these 2 fun things. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you for your wonderful, encouraging, loving comments. I appreciate that. I hope you'll follow along with me in the new year as I continue on this fun junk journaling path that I'm on. And I wish you all the happiest of holidays. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.